You're not lazy. You're not weak. You're exhausted. Running as hard as you can toward results you were never able to control, and it's quietly breaking you. We call it burnout, and we treat it like a modern disease. But a teacher named Krishna diagnosed it perfectly 5,000 years ago and gave one instruction that frees you from it. Once you hear it, you can't unhear it.
Burnout feels new, like something only the modern world, with its endless emails and notifications, could have invented. But the feeling underneath it is ancient. It's the exhaustion of pouring everything you have into something and feeling like it's never enough. On a battlefield long ago, a warrior named Arjuna felt exactly that. The crushing weight of a task too big, an outcome he couldn't guarantee, and the fear that all his effort would be for nothing. What his charioteer Krishna told him became the Bhagavad Gita, and buried inside it are 3 lessons that explain why we burn out and how to stop.
The first lesson is why it happens. Most of us don't work for the work, we work for the reward at the end, the promotion, the praise, the number. And so every ounce of effort is mortgaged to an outcome we don't fully control. When the reward comes slowly or doesn't come at all, the mind reads it as failure, and we push harder to make up for it. That's the engine of burnout, effort chained to a result. Krishna's famous instruction cuts the chain. You have a right to your actions, but never to the fruits of those actions. He isn't telling you to stop caring or stop trying. He's telling you to give your full effort to the part that's yours, the doing, and to release your grip on the part that never was, the outcome. The moment you work for the work itself, the exhaustion of chasing loosens. The second lesson is sharper, and it stings. A huge amount of burnout doesn't come from working too hard. It comes from working hard at the wrong thing. Chasing a life someone else defined, a metric your parents, your peers, or the internet handed you. The Gita has a powerful idea for this. It is better to live your own path imperfectly than to live someone else's perfectly. Krishna calls it following your own nature, your swadharma. When your daily work is fundamentally misaligned with who you are, no amount of rest fixes it, because the exhaustion isn't in your body, it's in the mismatch. The tree doesn't burn out trying to be a river. It grows as a tree. The question burnout is really asking you is not, how do I do more? It's, whose race am I even running? The third lesson is the one we ignore most, and the Gita is surprisingly blunt about it. Krishna says directly that this path is not for the person who does too much, nor for the person who does too little, not for the one who sleeps too much, nor too little. Balance, he says, is the way. Read that again, because it's 3,000 years old and it demolishes hustle culture in a sentence. The ancient mind understood that relentless, frantic activity isn't discipline, it's imbalance, and it consumes you. Rest isn't a reward you earn after the work, it's part of the work, the pause that makes the effort sustainable. A bow kept drawn forever loses its strength. You were never meant to be pulled tight without release. So here is what a tired warrior learned. You burn out when you work for the fruit instead of the work, when you run a race that was never yours, and when you mistake relentlessness for strength. The cure isn't to care less, it's to give yourself fully to what's yours to do, your effort, your path, and to release everything else, including the need to never stop. Pour in, let go, walk your own road, and rest without guilt. That's not laziness. That's how you last.